Namaskaram. Happy Maha Shivaratri and wish you happy Vishnupathi day also. I want to talk about a very purest day, that is Maha Shivaratri. Today, that's the night of 13th Feb. In some places, and the nights of 13 and 14 Feb in other places, and the night of 14 Feb alone in very few places. This Maha Shivaratri. So what is monthly Shivaratri and Maha Shivaratri? The waning Chaturthasi Tithi of every month is the monthly Shivaratri night of each month. This is the night before the Amavasya, new moon day of each month. So of these monthly Shivaratri nights in each year, the waning Chaturdasi Tithi of the Masi month, Tamil month, we call it as Masi month, that is mid of Feb to mid of March every year, is the most important and is known as Maha Shivaratri. So now each Shivaratri night, the entire period from sunset to sunrise the next day is a most wonderful period for the worship of Lord Shiva. Needless to say, Shiva worship throughout the night of Maha Shivaratri is one of the best things you can do in each year. So what about in India? 2018 Maha Shivaratri in India. So the Maha Shivaratri time period in the sacred land of India, this Hey Velambi year, is partly on the night of 13th Feb 2018 and partly on the night of 14th Feb 2018. So in Siddha tradition, normally, so this means that Shivaratri worship must be conducted on both these nights. That is, as per a Siddha tradition, so this worship must be conducted on both these nights, 13th Feb and 14th Feb also in India. This is a great opportunity for devotees in India, so don't miss it, this opportunity. So 2018 Maha Shivaratri in places like UK, New York, like California or Hawaii, like that. So it spans in such places. Maha Shivaratri spans the night of 13th Feb 2018 fully, completely. Incidentally, Maha Shivaratri is fully on the night of 14th Feb in very few places on this earth. So what is more important about this monthly Shivaratri? So the importance of a monthly Shivaratri is all we know, that is the Tiruvannamalai, Arunachala, Girivalam. So the Arunachala Jyoti, divine light, is far over shining at the peak of the Arunachala hill, that is Tiruvannamalai Malai we call. So this is why this hill is often pictured with a Deepa Jyoti light at its peak. So this is a Swayambha Jyoti, divine light. That is, what is Swayambha Jyoti? So it's a divine light that is self-manifested by Lord Arunachala as a blessing darshan for true devotees everywhere. So this is again a divine yardstick for bhakti, devotion. So this eternal Jyoti light is itself a divine yardstick for the bhakti devotion of Kali Yuga people. So how it is? So it is because devotees blessed by the grace of the true Guru received that Netra Yoga Shakti, we call in Siddha Purushas call, so Netra Yoga Shakti, which enables them to see this divine light at the peak of the Arunachala hill at the time. So this Lord Arunachala has embedded in this Swayambhu divine light a yardstick for true devotion in this Kali Yuga. So more talking is ego. True devotion equals what? Absence of ego. But such true devotees who are able to see this eternal Arunachala Jyoti will never say that they are able to see this divine light. Because, why? So, such talk is nothing but ego. And where there is ego, there won't be true devotion. And where there is no true devotion, one's eyes will not perceive the Arunachala Jyoti. So it is going to be an eternal self-test. So this Lord Arunachala has built a natural check and balance. We call it a check and balance in this vision of his Jyoti light. So one gets the blessing of seeing it all the time because of true devotion. But if one brags about it, one cannot see it anymore. So this too is done for the welfare of devotees, because even the semblance of ego can nullify the bhakti devotion of thousands of years to make sure that this doesn't happen. So Lord Arunachala has built this check and balance into the vision of his Arunachala Jyoti light as an eternal self-test the devotees can administer to themselves at any time. Just so they can be eternally vigilant against falling into the ego trap. So while every Shiva temple is a wonderful place for Shivaratri worship, Siddha Purushas like Agasthyar, the lineage of Siddha Purushas of Agasthyar, so basically they taught about 5 temples that are particularly important for monthly Shivaratri worship. For monthly Shivaratri worship, they talk about mainly 5 Shiva temples. Where are they? One is in Patishwaram temple near Coimbatore, Perur. It's in Patishwaram temple near Coimbatore, Perur. Second one, Patishwaram Shiva temple near Kumbakonam, Swamimalai. So there are 2 Patishwaram temple, okay? One is in Coimbatore, Perur. Second one is in Patishwaram Shiva near Kumbakonam, Swamimalai. Seshapurishwara temple in between Thiruvarur and Kodavasal, and which is a part of Manakala Ayyampettai, we call. Yoganandeshwara temple in Thiruvisainallur near Tiruvadaimarudur. Yoganandeshwara temple near Tiruvadaimarudur, that is in Thiruvisainallur. And Rapusal temple near Pudukottai, Irupur. So what devotees need to do as per Siddha Purusha Vakyam? So in earlier days, olden days, so this monthly Shivaratri worship was very, very popular in all these 5 temples. So they want, Siddha Purushas mainly, they want that this should happen again in our time. So devotees should consider the revival of this monthly Shivaratri worship in these temples as their sacred duty and make it happen by the grace of God and Guru. This is it, another wonderful opportunity for devotees to do important seva. The spiritual opportunities will not announce themselves on loudspeakers. So it is up to devotees to make use of such wonderful opportunities as and when they show up. So monthly Shivaratri in every Shiva temple. So yet another thing the devotees must do is to arrange for monthly Shivaratri worship in the Shiva temple in their neighborhood. The Shivaratri worship is made up of 4 parts. The period from sunset to sunrise is divided into 4 periods normally, and there are special Shivaratri worship procedures for each of these 4 periods. So devotees need to arrange for worship covering at least one of these 4 periods on the Shivaratri night of each month in their local Shiva temple. Of course, so Arunachala Girivalam is of paramount importance on the Shivaratri night of every month. So what Siddha Purushas say on how to stay firmly in the spiritual path without falling prey to Maya, that is delusion. So Siddha Purushas used to say that we need to live every moment of our lives in such a way that we will be led towards God every moment. In other words, we need to live our lives very carefully so that we do not stray from the spiritual path for even a moment. Why? So it is because if we stray even for a moment, that will become a weakening influence which will ultimately end up destroying our spirituality. So what starts out as a small crack ends up wrecking the whole dam. So we have to exercise great care in how we live every moment of our lives. But isn't it common for the mind and body to waver and thus stray towards thoughts and activities that have a profoundly deleterious effect on our spirituality? So in fact, isn't it a feature of Kali Yuga? You can ask. Of course it is. But if that is the case, wouldn't Siddha Purushas have provided defenses against this problem? And the answer is, of course, they have. So, what Siddha Purushas advise? That for the mind and body to stay firm on the path of spirituality, of bhakti, devotion, and good character, one must regularly practice the following. Do temple worship daily. Regular darshan of Siddha Samadhis, shrines, preferably daily. Daily tarpanam, they advise, Siddha Purushas advise to do daily tarpanam, yearly tithi, that is, we call it as an animal tithi, right, devasam, and such Pitru, exalted ancestor worship, so getting the blessings of elders. And they also talk about eating home cooked food and not eating anything else. The entire cooking process also, they say, must be done while chanting the divine name throughout. So these 5 procedures, okay, Siddha Purushas advise normally for the mind and body to stay firmly on the path of spirituality. So Siddha Purushas say that these 5 practices will help us stay firmly in the path of bhakti, devotion and good character without succumbing to the rampant Maya, delusion of this Kali Yuga. So this is practical defense against Maya, delusion. So without such a spiritual defense, Maya will eat us alive. So theoretical knowledge is of absolutely no use here. These have to be practiced daily. So they say that's the only way. So devotees, let us follow this practical Siddha defense method and thus protect ourselves from the arrows and slings of outrageous Maya. What Siddha Purushas say about doshans, that is afflictions, that cause limitless problems for human beings. So why do humans suffer from so many problems, endless problems? That 4 dosham afflictions are at the root of most problems that humans face. So these 4 afflictions trouble human beings seemingly without end. So what are these 4 dosha afflictions? As per Siddha Purushas, first one is Nagadosham. They say, which is caused, what is the cause for this Nagadosham? Not caring properly for one's children and their parents. Hurling venomous words which sting like the bite of a snake at others, which hurt them to the core. Wantonly causing harm to snakes and such activities. So we should not basically literally interpret Nagadosham just like harming to snakes alone. So this also relates to what? Not caring properly for one's children and parents, hurling venomous words, which is very, very important, because it will definitely sting like this bite of a snake. Pitrudosham, second one, which is caused basically by not performing Tarpanam. See? And Devasam, the annual Tithi for one's ancestors. Third one is Mrityu Dosham. What is Mrityu Dosham? Which is caused by hurting creatures. The cause for Mrityu Dosham, as per Siddha Purushas, they say that it is caused by hurting creatures such as dogs, cats, bees, beetles, butterflies, dragonflies, ants, and so on. And fourth one is importantly Kaladosham. What is Kaladosham? What is the root cause for Kaladosham? The causes are wasting time, so which is our most precious asset, by failing to do what we are supposed to do, such as one's duty, that is karma, puja, and seva, service, that is very important. By doing what we are not supposed to do, such as indulging in debilitating addictions such as smoking, liquor, drugs, tobacco, etc., indulging in improper sexual activities, lying, taking bribes and other wrongdoings, licentious behavior, indulging in verbal and physical violence, disrespecting and harming women and children, watching useless television programs, sexually explicit images, etc., playing useless video games, wasting time on the internet, causing rancor, creating trouble, spreading rumors, gossiping, and so on. Also by hurting dogs. Dogs are nothing but the Vahana, the vehicle of Kala Bhairavan. Okay? And these are some of the causes for this Kala Dosham, which is very, very important according to Siddha Purushas. So what are the solution for these endless problems, these kind of solutions suggested by Siddha Purushas? So the solution, what they suggest for these seemingly endless problems are regular Pradosham worship. So they advise, especially Rishi Agastya and the lineage Siddha Purushas of Sage Agastya also, they advise regular Pradosham worship, regular worship of Kala Bhairava, worship on the waning Ashtami Tithi of each fortnight, regular Navagraha worship, including procedures appropriate for every major transit, so on and so on. So these worship procedures can nullify any dosham affliction, and thus it is this divine help that one must seek by dint of regular sadhana, spiritual practice. So this sadhana is something we have to do ourselves. Others cannot do it for us. Just like others cannot eat for us to satisfy our hunger, others cannot do our sadhana either. So just like we have to eat to satisfy our hunger, we have to do our own sadhana to solve the problems plaguing us. When we do sadhana sincerely, so the grace of God and Guru springs into action, nullifies the dosham, afflictions that are hurting us. Om Shiva Shiva Ram Ram Om. So, this 2018 Maha Shivaratri, as per Siddha Purushas, they are advising us to worship a sacred place called Manjakudi, okay, in Tamil Nadu. Village, it's a village in the banks of Kaveri in Thiruvarur district. So, Vilvaneshwara Shivam, okay, Vilvaneshwara. So, in the shape of a branch of the sacred Mahavilvam tree in Manjakudi, a sacred space blessed with the avatar Shakti of Mahavilvam, they say. So, in the village of Manjakudi is the temple of Vilvaneshwara Shiva. So, this is the place where we need to basically worship on this Maha Shivaratri day as per Agasthyar. So in the village of Manjakudi is a temple of Vilvaneshwara Shiva. So the Shiva Linga in the main sanctum of this sacred place is very unique in that, so it is shaped in the form of a branch of the sacred Mahavilvam tree. Thus the Lord himself points out to us the Mahavilvam avatar Shakti of the sacred space as per Siddha Purushas. This village is also home to the wonderful Bhayakshaya Hari Narayana Perumal. So, the Lord who said, "Fear not," Anjel Endra Perumal, we call it as Anjel Endra Perumal, fear not. And also Veda Narasimhan, Veda Narasimha, Lakshmi Narasimhan. So this village has Bhayakshaya Hari Narayana Perumal and Veda Narasimha Perumal. Okay. It's also a very sacred place of worshipping in Vishnupati Punyakalam day, being today. So Vilva Mangala Maharishi, there is a rishi called Vilva Mangala Maharishi, worships daily at the Vilvaneshwara Shiva as per Siddha Purusha's Vakyam. Temple in Sthula, concrete or Sukshma, subtle form. So worship this Vilvaneshwara Shiva with flowers is very important and powerful, but the rule is that flowers once offered to God must not be offered again. Once used in worship, they must be removed the next day and deposited carefully in dry wells or in rivers. So this is done to make sure that the feet of man do not come into contact with these offerings, for that would be a grave sin. But sacred Vilvam leaves alone are exempt from this once only rule. So Vilvam can be used in worship more than once. So this is an exception given by Siddha Purushas, especially for Vilva leaves, Vilva Elai, in Tamil we call it as. So in other words, this Vilvam leaves are exempt from Nirmalya Dosham, we call it as Nirmalya Dosham, so which applies to all other sacred flowers and leaves. Thus, you can use a batch of Vilvam leaves today in Archana, and you can use the same set of leaves in the next Archana, and so on. This may sound weird also to somebody, but Siddha Purushas are giving exemption for this Vilva leaves to use it again. This amazing boon was given to the Vilvam tree by Lord Shiva in his Vilvaneshwara form here in Manjakudi. Also, this temple is in need of renovation. So devotees, especially Shiva devotees, should renovate this temple with an attitude of simple bhakti. The Lord Vilvaneshwara will certainly shower his blessings on such devotees for sure. So taking these flower offerings from a temple and depositing them carefully is itself a wonderful seva, that is service. You can bestow many blessings on devotees. You can do this seva in your local temple daily. Thus, the opportunities for temple seva are numerous. So it is just that we have to make use of these many opportunities. That is very important. So also this particular day today, the fourth Vishnupati Punyakalam also, apart from Maha Shivaratri, it is the fourth Vishnupati Punyakalam, sacred time of the Sahevalambi year, and the first Vishnupati of 2018. So occurs on today, that is 13th Feb, coinciding with the first day of the Masi month. That's a beauty. So today, there is Maha Shivaratri, Masi first day, as well as Vishnupati Punyakalam. So for this February 2018 Vishnupati, the Siddha Purushas of Agasthyar Guru Parampara lineage, basically, they have suggested the temple of Panduranga Vittala, in Thiruvayaru district in Tamil Nadu, as an ideal sacred space for Vishnupati worship, especially for this year, for this February Vishnupati Punyakalam. You can go on any day and worship, that's not a problem. Though Vishnupati day is today, you can go and worship on any day. So the glory of this sacred space, this Feb 2018 Vishnupati day, so as given to us by Siddha Purushas, have been published already in several articles also, in several magazines related to Siddha Purushas. The lineage of Siddha Purushas, they run certain magazines also. So, this sacred space of Krishna Panduranga Vittala is on Thirumanchana Veedi street, opposite Aatkondar Sannidhi in Thiruvayaru. So it is near the house of the great saint Tyagaraja Swamigal. Thiruvayaru, of course, is one of the great sacred towns on the banks of the sacred Kaveri river, and is home to the famous Ayyarappan temple of Lord Shiva. So this temple, Mother Rukmani Tayar and Krishna Panduranga Vittala. So blessings you get in the sacred space of Panduranga Vittala and Mother Rukmani in Thiruvayaru. So those who have been yearning for auspicious happenings and good events will be blessed by the sacred space of Rukmani Sameda Panduranga Vittala in Thiruvayaru. So these are those who are sad that there are no elders in their families. So there are those who are sad that there are no elders in their families. Those who are sad, and even though there are elders in their families, they do not have good relations with them. Such people should definitely worship Lord Pandurangan of Thiruvayaru, who will get rid of their sadness. His grace will get rid of the root cause of their sadness and make sure that they get the blessings of elders throughout their lives. So Mother Rukmani and Lord Panduranga Vittala of Thiruvayaru bless the devotees with peace in their families. And for those who don't know their Kula Devam, family deity, see, Siddha Purusha says that for those who don't know their Kula Devam, family deity, Kula Devata, or their Ishta Devam, favorite deity we call, this sacred space will lead them to that knowledge. So it's a very beautiful, it's a very secret. So please note it down. Those people, those family, okay, who do not know their Kula Devata, their family deity, please visit this particular place and worship this Rukmani and Panduranga Vittala in Thiruvayaru, and ultimately this sacred space itself will lead them to that knowledge. That's what Siddha Purushas say in their Sukshma Granthas. So there are those who yearn for a darshan of God, but to see God, bhakti, devotion, Guru's grace are most important. So this sacred space of Panduranga Krishna will show such people the way to bhakti, devotion and Guru's grace. So here Tayar Rukmani here basically listens to every one of your prayers and submits each one of them to Lord Pandurangan. Krishna's blessing is one thing, but Mother Rukmani requesting the same on her behalf is an entirely different thing. So, yes, beg and plead with Mother Rukmani Tayar. People who pray here can certainly claim that they know someone in high places, the highest of places in fact. So this Tayar is very powerful. This mother is very powerful, Rukmani here. In this Kali Yuga, many have succumbed to addictions, smoking, liquor, tobacco, drugs, meat. Okay, even many Brahmins nowadays are spoiling their lives in smoking. They call it, and the liquor, like they claim that it is a kind of a social drinking, taking tobaccos, drugs. Even Brahmins nowadays, certain people I know, I'm hearing daily, for somewhere they are taking meat also. Brahmins should not. Even those who have given up such addictions have the nagging thought that their past indulgence cannot bode well for the spiritual life, let alone darshan of God and moksha salvation. Then there are people who think that even after the arrival of their children, their minds are still plagued by sexual thoughts. How can deep spirituality be possible when the mind dwells on such thoughts constantly? They wonder. Even such people will be lovingly reformed by this sacred space of Mother Rukmani and Panduranga Vittala. So they will be guided towards the right spiritual path as per Siddha Purusha Vakyam. So that's a sacred space. Okay. Parents want their children to shine in their studies, in sports, in music and cultural activities. So they want their children to grow up with bhakti devotion just like they did. So they want their children to sing the name of God and play sacred instruments during kirtana or bhajan programs. So then again, there are those parents who have not taken any interest in bhakti and God, but as they age, they think, at least let my children take interest in God and lead lives of bhakti devotion. So this Mother Rukmani's and Lord Panduranga Vittala's blessings are certainly there for those sets of parents in their Tiruvayaro sacred space. So this sacred space of Lord Panduranga Vittal blesses the devotee with the sacred knowledge that the real purpose of this human life is to worship God, do seva, service in temples, and serve our fellow humans through dhana dharma, charitable giving, as instructed by the true Guru. For it is these activities that lead us to the grace of the Guru, Acharya we call, which alone can lead us to God. So this sacred space blesses us with this sublime realization. So can we mere mortals see God? Yes, we can, but most humans are confused about this. So this sacred space blesses us with a serene inner conviction that we can see God in this birth itself if only we have the requisite bhakti devotion. Furthermore, it blesses us with bhakti devotion and makes us lead our lives in such a way that we become fit vessels for the grace of the true Guru. So this Tiruvayaro sacred space of Panduranga Krishna blesses your current family, your ancestors, and the future families of your children. So in this Tiruvayaro sacred space, Mother Rukmani and Lord Panduranga bless you with everything that you need to lead a life of great bhakti devotion. So the right life circumstances, the right opportunities, and the spiritual intellect, they make use of all these opportunities and circumstances so that you may make spiritual progress. It is no small thing when Mother Rukmini and Lord Krishna personally arrange your life in such a way that your entire existence can be steeped in bhakti devotion. This is something that devotees should meditate upon carefully. So, in our previous yugam, in the Tirucherai sacred space, Lord Krishna promised Mother Kaveri that he will be present in 8 Krishna temples on the banks of the Kaveri. This is one of those temples, this Panduranga Vittala of Thiruvayaru. Thus, the backstory of this sacred space goes back to a different yuga, and the Tirucherai sacred space of Lord Sharanatha Perumal, Kaveri, and his Kutti Krishna, baby Krishna, daily darshan. To bless a lady devotee who so adored Panduranga of Pandharpur, Mother Rukmini and Lord Panduranga gave the Pandharpur darshan right here in Thiruvayaru to the devotee. So we too can get that same darshan today if only we can adore the Lord like that devotee did. The Pandurangam dance was first danced by whom? Other than Lord Shiva. See, the Pandurangam dance, please note, Vaishnavas, please note that this Pandurangam dance was first danced by Lord Shiva during the saga of the destruction of Tripura demons. As Adi Krishna was enjoying this Panduranga dance, it was ordained that he will reincarnate as Panduranga. See the secret of this particular reincarnation. So as Adi Krishna was enjoying this Panduranga dance in earlier yuga, so it was ordained that he will reincarnate, okay, as Panduranga. Lord Shiva danced 108 different dances, including the Panduranga dance in Chidambaram, Thiruvayaru, and Thiruvarur. Mahaguru Agasthyar, Patanjali Maharishi, Vyagrapada Maharishi were blessed with this wonderful darshan of the dancing Lord. Of the 108 dances of the Lord in Thiruvayaru during the Vishnu Grantham and Panduranga dances, the Lord's lotus feet alighted in the land that is now the sacred space of Vittala Panduranga. So thus once again the backstory of the sacred space goes back to another yuga. So over the centuries, the deity form of Panduranga here and the ownership of this sacred space changed many hands. But when the great Kanchi Paramacharya Mahapariva visited this particular area, he saw its glorious past history in his mind's eye. So he arranged for the deity forms to be brought here and for the land to be reacquired so that a shrine can be built here, it again for the Lord. So thus once more we see that man as usual goes wayward, but a compassionate saint steps in and sets things straight for the good of all. So salutations to the great Kanchi Paramacharya. Many Siddha Purushas also worship this particular sacred space, even today. So, as you have never seen above, this is a sacred land visited by many great saints. The numerous Leela plays of Lord Panduranga and Mother Rukmini will melt your heart. So, what Siddha Purushas say the lineage that is of Agasthyar mainly, they suggest that during the Vishnupati Punyakalam, that is on the 13th February 2018, lovingly request the Lord and Mother to come to your house. They will certainly come to your house. So true, sincere, pure love is the greatest thing in this universe. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu. Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu.